Fidelis Care offers quality, affordable health coverage for children and adults of all ages and at all stages of life. Quality health coverage, it's our mission. Call 1-888-FIDELIS or visit fideliscare.org. Hello everybody and welcome to the Fidelis Care College Sports Beat. I'm Dave Yates. Each and every week at this time, we're going to take a look at our local college sports programs. We begin this week with the honor roll of local college athletes brought to you by M&T Bank. At M&T Bank, we're listening, learning, and working hard to understand what's important to Western New York. It's what we've been doing since 1856. M&T Bank, understanding what's important. In at number 3 is Sam Sorge of Nazareth. He scored 24 points in a win versus Fisher by making 4 3-pointers in the game. The senior guard became the all-time leader at Naz with 185 threes. At number 2, Peter Girardi of St. John Fisher. He was named Empire 8 Male Track Athlete of the E8 Indoor Championships. Girardi won the 60-meter hurdles with the fastest time in D3 this year and also won the 400-meter dash with a D3 best time as well. And topping the list, Brandon Wind of Nazareth had a huge week for the Golden Flyers basketball team, scoring 29 versus Houghton, 38 versus Elmira, and in a double overtime loss to Fisher, scored 48 points. Time now for our local college Spotlight Athlete of the Week, brought to you by Ralph Honda. This week's Athlete of the Week brought to you by Ralph Honda, where they've been doing it right for 3 generations. Visit their new showroom or find your next car online at ralphhonda.com. Jonathan Haas first gained attention wrestling at Spencerport as part of a wrestling legacy, and now he's part of another legacy at the College at Brockport. Jonathan Haas had the opportunity of a lifetime. The Spencerport native was done with high school and headed to wrestle at the Division I level. It seemed like everything he had worked so hard for was finally in his hands. But sometimes life has a way of changing the way you think about things.
Well, I went pretty far away, and things didn't work out the way I would have hoped at Bloomsburg University, so this was right next door, right in my backyard, and Jacato was here. Legendary Spencerport coach. I never got a chance to have him. He left a year before I came up on varsity, so it's pretty nice being coached under his wing, being under his wing for a couple of years.
Jacato is assistant coach Bill Jacato, who had a legendary career at the head of the Spencerport wrestling program. And now that Haas gets to work with him, he understands why the former Rangers coach was so successful.
It's a dream come true. When that guy talks, I listen. Anything he has to say, I'm willing to take in. Willing to listen to anything he has to say about wrestling life. Whatever that guy says, I jump. When he tells me to jump, I say, "Oh, hi."
Haas is fortunate that he also gets to be around another coaching legend with the Eagles. Don Murray has put together an amazing streak of 47 consecutive winning seasons, and he's one of the big reasons that guys like Haas end up here.
Yeah, Murray's a man. He's always trying to get us going, motivating me in different ways with jokes, kind of messing with me a little bit. Motivates me for practice. Study hall is really a big part. Go and get your work done at night and then go into the weight room. He does a good job, and really, I love Murray. Not everyone feels the same way.
Yeah, that's the biggest reason I came here. Like, I could have won Division I. I placed in states multiple times in high school and had Division I offers, but I came here because of his experience and the legacy that he has around him. Like he mentioned, he said that he surrounded himself with a bunch of successful and confident people, and that's what I like about it here.
You might think that when a Division I wrestler comes into a program, the coach would be looking for great things from him, but Murray doesn't like to do that.
Well, the thing is, the expectations of him, I don't set an expectation because you never want to overload a person with more they think they're capable of doing. The main thing is, what objective do you want to achieve and how are you going to go about it? You let them decide that. I teach sports psychology at times too. You let them make decisions. Then you lead it. You don't want to put something they don't feel they can achieve. You want to make sure it's something in their reach. Then you find out how they're going to do it.
Murray isn't just looking for the best wrestlers. He wants them to succeed on the mat, in the classroom, and after graduation. He's going to push you. And if you don't like it, he's got one thing to say, and it's a whopper.
It's not Burger King. They don't get it their way, they're going to go my way. If they don't like it, they can go someplace else. I want to get a degree out of the young man. I want to get him a job. That's it.
That approach isn't always easy with young men, but making them think long-term is the key.
I mean, you take an 18-year-old, they know all the answers, but none of the questions. And that's the problem with them. They live by today. It's not today, it's the future. One class missed this semester, another one next year. Now you're talking probably going into 2 or 3, you're talking about another $9,000 to $10,000.
Haas is lucky to be surrounded by so many incredible mentors, and sometimes when he thinks about the legacy he's part of, it can get to be overwhelming.
When you're sitting in here before practice, you look at the All-American board, the NCAA board, all the accomplishments that has been under his vision through the years. It's crazy. I'm walking into this office, all the coaches awards, the student athlete awards, all the awards he's been through is awesome. When I work out, I'm doing sit-ups or push-ups, looking at that wall, trying to get on that wall and this wall. It's pretty humbling.
When we return, J.C. DeLass welcomes Roberts Wesleyan track and field coach Merl McGinnis into the Coach's Corner. And later on, Kim has our Scholar Athlete, brought to you by Dave. We'll have that and more when the Fidelis Care College Sports Beat returns. As we head to break, here's a look at the Nazareth Athletes of the Week, brought to you by Nazareth College. As we come back from break, here's a look at the Geneseo Athletes of the Week, brought to you by SUNY Geneseo. Welcome back. Thanks once again for joining us on the Fidelis Care College Sports Beat. I'm Dave Yates. Every week, J.C. DeLass from WYSL Radio is going to help us get to know an area coach a little better with the Fidelis Care Coach's Corner. The Fidelis Care Coach's Corner is presented by Fidelis Care, quality health coverage. It's our mission.
This is J.C. DeLass with this week's Fidelis Care Coach's Corner, and our guest this week is Merl McGinnis. He's the head track and field coach at Roberts Wesleyan College. Coach, you've spent a large part of your life here at Roberts Wesleyan College, first as a student athlete, and now as a coach in track and field. What about this place is so special for you?
Well, I can go all the way back to 1967 when I watched my first basketball game. Family is definitely involved. My mom is in the Hall of Fame. Her cousin's in the Hall of Fame. My wife is in the Hall of Fame. And I'm in the Hall of Fame. And I grew up around here. In fact, my dorm room is 300 yards from my bedroom growing up, so I sort of stayed close to home. Just the faculty, the staff, like my college track coach just called me just this week, and we spent about half an hour on the phone. It's always been a great time here, and I've enjoyed it. And now it's the students, it's the athletes that I really enjoy working with.
You mentioned this is a real family affair for you, your wife, your mom. Your son as well was also a student athlete here, so obviously that just speaks volumes of what you think about Roberts Wesleyan College.
Yes, I mean, talking about my son graduated last year. He was track, I was his coach. To watch him jump over 24 feet in the long jump was quite amazing. He had a great senior year, and that made me proud.
You have a nationally ranked sprinter on your team now, Chelsea Hayward.
Chelsea Hayward, yeah.
And what do you do with Chelsea? She's obviously naturally gifted, but what do you do as a coach to make her even better?
First of all, she loves to compete. She doesn't like to lose. And she has teammates with her. I have another real good sprinter right behind her. And, she's at practice every day. She works hard, and that's a big part of it. And Chelsea Hayward, I'll just mention, she's an academic All-American also.
When you talk to high school athletes, what do you tell them to prepare themselves for competing at the collegiate level? Are there things they can do now on the high school level to get ready?
Well, I'll just say I was a multi-sport athlete, so some of these girls play soccer and track, and I'm fine with that. In fact, Chelsea Hayward plays soccer her first year here. So I said, so if you want to play volleyball or soccer and run track, that's fine with me. I also like to see just what other events they can do in track. Sometimes they specialize really soon, but like, have you long jumped, or have you tried the high jump, or if you're just a 60 at 200, have you run the 400? So I just like to see their talent spread out a little bit.
Thanks for joining us, Coach.
You're welcome.
And thank you for watching this week's Fidelis Care Coach's Corner.
Kim Burnson is up next with our Scholar Athlete, and later on, RIT men's lacrosse is primed for a big year, thanks in part to the leadership of 2 All-American seniors. We've got that and more when the Fidelis Care College Sports Beat returns. Before we go to break, here's a look at the RIT Athletes of the Week, brought to you by the Rochester Institute of Technology. As we come back from break, here's a look at the SUNY Brockport Athletes of the Week, brought to you by the College at Brockport.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Fidelis Care College Sports Beat. I'm Kim Burnson. It's time now for our Scholar Athlete, brought to you by Dave Digital Audio Visual Environments.
Where can you go to get expert advice and installation on TVs, sound systems, and automation for your home, car, or business? Come see Dave, Digital Audio Visual Environments. ComeSeeDave.com.
This week we turn to SUNY Brockport to honor Jen Sklenner, a senior gymnast for the Golden Eagles. Jen was honored as Brockport Athlete of the Week after an impressive early season performance. She earned an NCGA All-Around Gymnast Award after claiming first place on the beam and 4th overall with a score of 9.5. Jen has emerged as a team leader and currently working towards a nursing degree. For her determination in the gym and in the classroom, this week Jen Sklenner is our Scholar Athlete, brought to you by Dave Digital Audio Visual Environments. Now with a look at our college calendar, here's Dave Yates.
Here's our local college calendar for the week ahead. Today you can catch the Brockport gymnastics team in action versus Cortland. It's senior day and their last home meet of the season at Tuttle North. It's a big tournament weekend with the SUNYAC basketball tourney starting Tuesday for the quarterfinals. On Friday, the SUNYAC Indoor Track Championships get started at Brockport. Also Friday, the Empire 8 basketball tournament kicks off for the men and women. Roberts Wesleyan on Saturday hosts their final home games of the basketball season with visiting Damon College taking on the Redhawks on senior night. And finally on Saturday afternoon, RIT men's lacrosse has their home opener versus Stevenson University at 1 p.m. And now here's how some Section 5 alums are doing at colleges outside of Rochester. It's a segment we call Postcards from College. Quentin Rose had a big game for Temple versus Tulane, scoring 18 points and grabbing a season-high 9 rebounds for the Bishop Kearney alum. Baseball season is underway and Ernie Clement of Brighton is one to watch for. Last season as a sophomore at Virginia, he batted .351 and was a third-team All-ACC selection. Aiden Falk of Mercy completed a season-opening tourney for Michigan softball, batting .455 with 4 RBI in 4 games in Tampa. And Penfield grad Sheila Nesselbush is back on the lacrosse field for Northwestern after missing almost all of last year due to injury, and she hasn't missed a beat, scoring a goal in a win versus Notre Dame. Coming up next, our honor roll of teams, and later on, two childhood friends now find themselves leading the Tigers and setting records along the way. We'll explain that story and more when the Fidelis Care College Sports Beat returns. As we head to break, here's a look at the Roberts Wesleyan Athletes of the Week, brought to you by Roberts Wesleyan College. As we come back from break, here's a look at the St. John Fisher Athletes of the Week, brought to you by St. John Fisher College. Welcome back. Thanks once again for joining us on the Fidelis Care College Sports Beat. I'm Dave Yates. Here is our honor roll of local college teams. In at number 3, RIT women's track and field team. They won their first Liberty League title and the first women's title of any kind since joining the Liberty League in 2011. Senior Jess Calzolari was named Female Field Athlete of the Meet, winning both the long and triple jump events. At number 2, Fisher men's basketball needed double overtime to beat Nazareth 103-93 on senior night. Tyler English led the Cardinals with 33 points, and senior Keegan Ryan had his 40th career double-double. And topping the list, Geneseo women's basketball had 2 big road wins this weekend, beating Oneonta and New Paltz to remain unbeaten at 23-0. Kara Hoopert scored 18 versus New Paltz, while McKenna Brooks had double-doubles in both games. And now it's time for our Spotlight Team of the Week. Men's lacrosse at RIT is ranked 3rd to start the year, and it's the contributions of seniors Ryan Lee and Chad Levick that look to keep the Tigers on top. Here's Kim Burnson.
It was a season cut too short. Though they finished with an impressive record of 18-2, the RIT men's lacrosse team is still feeling the lingering effects of an unexpected postseason. Last spring, the Tigers fell to Amherst in the second round of the 2016 NCAA tournament, snapping their 6-year run of making it into the quarterfinals. That's a feeling they're surely looking to avoid heading into the season.
No, it was a disappointing finish for us. Losing on our home field in particular, in the second round of the playoffs was not where we wanted to be. These guys were, devastated by that. Certainly have our expectations set a little higher. It was a tough one. Hopefully we learn from it, and hopefully this group's a little more hungry because of it.
RIT will begin their season recognized as one of the best teams in the country.
I don't really take too much stock in the preseason stuff, but I certainly, 3rd is probably appropriate for us right now. Maybe 4th or 5th, I don't know. There's certainly some other great teams in there, but there's still room for improvement, so that's a good thing. I think we want to be at the top at the end of the year, so really where we are now doesn't necessarily matter. So room for improvement, I like that part of it.
Our defense is looking strong this year in our face-off. We have 2 new guys at face-off, so it'll be interesting to see them first game. And our offense is usually a strong asset of our team, so we'll be pretty powerful.
Ryan Lee is a Division III first-team All-American and is on his way to breaking multiple RIT offensive records.
Coming in, I was named captain at the beginning of the year, so it was a big step for me. And just leading by example a lot and helping the guys vocally, it goes a long way.
Lee, along with fellow senior attackman Chad Levick, are a dynamic duo for the Tigers offense. Their chemistry stems from playing lacrosse together since childhood. Levick transferred to RIT from Mercyhurst after his freshman year.
Pretty interesting dynamic with those two. They have kind of a sense for each other, kind of that brotherhood sense. They know where each other are on the field. They grew up playing together. They're great leaders. Ryan Lee's a captain for us.
I think my freshman year of college was the first year we hadn't been on the same team. So it was nice coming in here and automatically having someone that I've had chemistry with my whole life. So it's kind of comes naturally to us on the field. It's rare that I don't know where he is on the field, and I think vice versa. It kind of works out like that.
So is it more of like a competitive thing when you guys are out there, or is it more a supportive thing?
It goes both ways. We do compete a lot. It definitely is competitive, but it's also supportive. I mean, we're both just looking to get the win. The chemistry's, it's all like, you always know where he is on the field. I can always find him. I played with him since I picked up a lacrosse stick, so it's pretty easy. Freshman year he wasn't here, and then he came sophomore year, and you could tell how big of a difference it was having him here.
We're kind of like brothers in that sense sometimes. Sometimes we'll get competitive with each other, but when it comes to the team, we want to win. I mean, it doesn't really matter which one of us is doing well. It comes down to whether or not we're scoring more than the other team.
The Tigers are preparing for a tough regular season. They face 8 teams that made the 2016 Division III tournament, but they're looking forward to the challenge.
I mean, I want to help the younger guys out with getting to learn the new stuff, and I want to obviously win a national championship, but that's a long ways away. But I mean, just play every game and come out with a win.
You know, we certainly have lofty goals. We want to make sure we're taking it one game at a time. You know, we have a very good Ohio Wesleyan team that we're opening up with in the next few weeks, and that's really our main focus right now. We've been talking a lot about just continuing to build and grow and progress as we move along throughout the season, and that's kind of where we want to keep our focus. But certainly trying to win the league and make the playoffs and perform a little better than last year is where we want to be.
I'm Kim Bernson with the Fidelis Care College Sports Beat.
Well, thanks everyone for watching, and a special thanks to our sponsors, including Fidelis Care, for making the College Sports Beat possible. We'll see you back here next week.